The greatest gift you can give others is your honest self. This quote from Fred Rogers, yes, of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, sums up the philosophy that he taught children regarding generosity, having honesty and integrity combined with giving. Hello, my name is James Birch, and I am here to talk to you about the importance of acting with generosity, justice, and integrity. As children, we are taught to share. We are told to share our toys with other children, or not to always take the last piece of cake. These are simple forms of generosity. But true generosity encompasses much more than simple sharing, and certainly more than being forced to do so by anyone, even a parent. Generosity should not be limited to actions. It is a mindset, and we must cultivate interior virtue. Over 3,000 years ago, the Greek philosopher Aristotle put forth his virtue ethics system, which focused on cultivating that interior virtue. This system was utilized and refined by St. Thomas Aquinas in medieval times because it reflects the belief of the Catholic faith that in order for external actions to have any merit, they must be driven by internal virtue. After all, people can do good things for bad, or at least less than virtuous motives. Take, for example, a politician doing press photo opportunities with young children. It makes for good press when a senator takes pictures shaking the hands of young students. But is this senator shaking their hands for a truly virtuous motive? Probably not. So, getting back to making generosity a mindset, people need to focus on putting others before themselves. It is also important to understand that a truly generous person does not perform an act of kindness and then stop to think of how wonderful they are. This is because, to them, their actions are nothing special. It is a part of who they are, a part of that mindset of being generous. These people do not act this way for selfish motives, nor do they need to be forced to act in this generous manner, like a child is forced to share a favorite toy. This is the mindset every person should endeavor to achieve. Another key concept to understand is that generosity does not mean that we should unconditionally do things that others want, especially if that action would harm the welfare of another person. We should never support a morally wrong action. Although to be generous is to be merciful, there can be no mercy without justice. Justice creates consequences which prevent wrongdoings from happening in the first place. This allows us to live, not in scattered tribes, but together in a civilization. Aside from the societal aspect, if a person commits a misdeed, they must deal with the consequences of their actions, because a person will not learn from their mistake unless they are reprimanded for them. This is justice. We live in a country whose governmental system is based on laws. Our U.S. Constitution, in its preamble, makes it clear that our founders based our system on the natural law theory, which sprang from Aristotle's work. This system is based on the premise that people have natural inherent rights, and the government is created to protect those rights. If wrongdoing occurs and no consequences are carried out, then the system fails. While it is true that there is no mercy without justice, true justice should be tempered by mercy. Justice holds us accountable for the consequences of our actions, while mercy takes into account the fact that we all make mistakes and can learn from them. As Nathaniel Hawthorne said, generosity is the flower of justice, but all flowers need roots from which they draw their life. Integrity is the root of generosity and justice. It provides the consistency and uprightness of character that tempers both generosity and justice, so that they remain in balance with one another. As Mr. Rogers put it, integrity means giving our honest self. Now, all that I have said is just words. These virtues have to be put into action. My background has prepared me to put these virtues into action at Xavier. For example, at my school, we had after-school chores we did every day to keep the campus clean. At first, I found these chores tedious, and to be honest, I hated them. But over time, I came to realize that if every student pitched in and did a small amount of work every day, we were able to keep the campus clean, which gave us a good place to learn and to be proud of. It helped me to take pride in my school. From this, I also learned to be more generous with my time, and even came to help at the school with campus improvements during the summertime. Through sports, I also learned the importance of generosity and justice. As captain of the baseball and basketball teams, I had to develop leadership skills. I learned to deal with individual people, as every player had a different view of things. Some players required generous amounts of encouragement, while others required a tougher outlook and needed to be challenged to rise to their full potential. From this experience, I developed leadership skills and the ability to work with people. And I learned that leading is not just telling people what to do, but taking the time to get to know them and to learn how to bring out the best in them. The fact that Xavier emphasizes the virtues of generosity, justice, and integrity is important to me because it aligns with my goals for my time at college, especially spent outside of the classroom. I want to be involved in a college community where I can give to others the gift of my honest self. Thank you.